What's up, YouTube? I'm with my guest here, Joey Pierson. How you doing? He's one of the rising stars on the indie scene in Chicago, Illinois, CSW. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good?
Good.
All right. First question, pretty much. Where are you from, bro?
Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago, Illinois. Did you high school, anything? Like what was your upbringing like? Like what high school did you go to? Elementary school, middle school?
I mean, it was fine. Just had a pretty normal, childhood. Yeah. Grew up really into wrestling. So.
When did you start like find your love for wrestling? Pretty much, like what grade? Like what made you like, damn, I want to become a professional wrestler, bro?
I don't know. For me, like I started getting into wrestling like when I was like 4 or 5 years old or so. Because my older brother, who's also a wrestler, he just had it on, and I watched it with him, and I was hooked ever since. And then, like the moment that kind of made me like see it, and I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I think it was 2015, I believe, when Bobby Roode won the NXT title. I don't know, man. There's just something about it.
And what age were you at that moment, and what grade were you in at that time? You know what I'm saying, when you saw that match?
Maybe like I want to say maybe like grade like 3 or 4, maybe.
3 or 4?
Yeah.
Okay. And what year was that?
I think like 15.
20. Damn. So you were in year 4 in 2015.
I think so, either 3 or 4.
Okay. So that means you started wrestling a little bit earlier, pretty much.
Yeah.
And you said your brother, pretty much. Is your brother a wrestler too?
Yes.
No? Okay. So did 2 questions about that. So becoming like a young wrestler, how did you convince your mom to get you into that? You know what I'm saying? Because not a lot of people's parents support them in that, aspect to where, yeah, I'm a young wrestler, I'm still in high school pretty much, and you're gonna be with a lot of grown men, grown women that's muscular, bigger, and taller than you. You know what I'm saying? How do you deal with that? You know what I'm saying? Being a young man in a world where it's supposed to be like 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? That's when typically people start. So that's my question for you.
At least for me, my mom's always been like really, really supportive of like basically anything that I always wanted to do, but wrestling's always been like that one thing where it's like, I want to do this. And then I actually messaged Boz like a couple summers ago, and at first I thought you had to be 18, but then he said you could be 16 with parents' consent. So obviously they consented, and then like maybe like the week before my 16th birthday, I like came here to the school to like check it out, signed the paperwork, and then the day after I turned 16, or maybe a week after, so it was like very, very like almost right after I turned 16, I started training, and now here I am.
So also, how do you come to terms, dealing with, what I'm saying, because you're young, what I'm saying, around this age, not a lot of people think they can do wrestling. They look at the damn flyer and it says, oh, I gotta do it at 21 pretty much, I gotta do it at this age. Now you coming in here with people that have already experienced high school, you're still going through your growing up phase, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And there's people that have grown up. How do you deal with that? Like, are you maturing faster, or are you, what I'm saying, how are you dealing with this? You know what I'm saying? Is it weird? Is it, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's a mix of a lot of things. Like, weird's definitely one of them. But at least to me, I feel like, because I do get what you're, saying, but for me, it's not really any different, I guess, than it was like before I started wrestling. But it's like especially after wrestling, because you have like my life, and then you have like also the wrestling world. Because it's like the wrestling world, it's just like the real world. There's gonna be struggles. There's gonna be low points. There's gonna be high points, and it's just pretty much the same I don't want to say maybe growing pains isn't the right word, but the same like struggles and the same events that happen in like my wrestling journey are also happening in the real world. So it's just like more stuff, but it's like kind of the same.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it's like there's times where you're happy, there's times where you're sad, there's times where you're confident, there's times where like you don't know like what you're doing, because it's like I still know what I'm doing, I'm still learning, but it's just kind of like that, you just kind of, it's just like the real world. You never know what life's gonna give you, and you can't control everything, so just try your best. That's all.
All right. So, how do you deal with say things aren't going your way at the age? You know what I'm saying? Because when I was around your age, if the shit wasn't going my way, I would crash out. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know how to deal with things or anything of that nature. Like, say when things are not going your way, Joey, how do you deal with that? Like, how do you respond to things that are not going your way?
It's a hard question to answer. I'm still kind of learning myself,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, the way I at least like to do it is just.
It can be positive and negative too, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that's another thing. It's like the mindset, like seeing the glass is like half empty instead of half full, that kind of thing. So at least for me, it's like, because there's obviously times where it's just like, shit does get hard, but I mean, like I said, just got to deal with it. But at least to me, it's just try. And I know that's like, I'm sorry, I know it's not the most interesting answer.
That's cool.
But that's like, it's just the genuine thing on how I see just life itself. It's like everybody's learning. You can be like me and you're 17, or you can be like, 50, 60 years old. Like, it doesn't matter. Every day, things happen, and like in an instant, things can change, and things are gonna go good, and things are definitely gonna go bad. But as long as you're, I don't know, just trying to get through to the best of your ability, then you know what? If you're still here, then it's half the battle.
So also, because low key, I'm kind of jealous of you, bro. You started at a very young age. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if I would have been doing this earlier or something like that, But how when you go to school, pretty much, and you tell everybody you're a wrestler, how do people respond to that? Do people give a damn, or do people view you in a different light or anything, or is it just regular life, pretty much?
It's just regular life, because I don't really tell people. Like, I've told a few people. Like, what's funny is one kid found out because he actually just went to one of the shows, and he just walked up to me. It was first period, the Monday after, and he was like, "Hey," I was like, "Hi," and he's like, "Saw you wrestling on Friday." I'm like, "Really?" And then that was kind of it. But at least for that, I don't really talk about it too much. If it gets brought up organically, that's a different story. But at least to me, I just kind of just go to school, keep to myself.
Oh, so you're a very private person,
Yeah, yeah.
So let's just skip the rest of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because none of that other stuff is important. What's really important is, who is your favorite wrestler, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy?
Yep.
Why do, all right, so that's also a person I interviewed before, Ralph Alcantara. That's his favorite wrestler as well. And Rey Mysterio is also his favorite wrestler, you know what I'm saying? But that's also his favorite wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Your favorite wrestler is Jeff Hardy. So what did Jeff Hardy do to make, him your favorite wrestler?
Just the fact that, I don't know, because the thing, obviously, when I was really little, the thing that got me, that got the attention was just him diving off shit and just doing all this crazy stuff. But then as I kind of got older, it's I don't know, growing up, I didn't have too many friends, kind of bullied a lot, and I just didn't really I don't know, it's weird, kind of felt I don't know, different. And Jeff Hardy was kind of like that too. He had long hair. I wanted long hair forever, finally growing it out. And he had dyed hair, and he'd wear the arm things, and it's just he didn't look like anybody else. He'd wrestle in jeans or whatever, and he'd have a million alter egos. His theme music, it's just the face paint. I feel to me what really because I can relate to him, but it's the fact that I looked up to him as well, because it's he wasn't afraid to be himself, and he wasn't afraid to be different. And I really liked his matches, and I loved his feuds. Again, relating to it, him versus Edge. Everybody has to deal with assholes in their life. Or him and Matt. I have an older brother. So it's it's just so many things in correlation or culmination, whatever the word is. It's just literally everything about him that I can relate to and admire. Just made me like hands down, like he's my favorite.
Okay. So I'm gonna go back to personal things as well, because I'm an older brother. I got 2 little brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, what is the experience like of being a little brother? Like, do you look up to your big brother? You know what I'm saying? There's big brothers can be bullies as well. You know what I'm saying? How do you as a little brother deal with those things? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, nowadays it's not that much because like this thing, it's a 2-year age difference. I'm 17, he's 19. Like we both kind of matured. Like we still get on each other's nerves sometimes. It was definitely more like prevalent when we were like a lot younger. So it's just, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's just you kind of deal with it and it's just how it is. But like, he's my brother, so whatever.
So pretty much. All right. So it's another question. I want to get the most famous person you wrestled, your dream match, your worst match. You don't have to name the person, and your best match.
All right. So most famous person I wrestled. I did a scramble with JJ Garrett, and it was literally like one of the most fun matches like I ever wrestled. And I've wanted to wrestle JJ Garrett for a while. Me and him like we're not like best buds, but like we're chill. Like we talk to each other at shows and stuff. I don't know, like reposting stuff. So we're cool, and he's a really funny guy, really chill. Helps me a lot with gave me advice and stuff. And I wanted to work him for a long time. So whether it be like doing a singles would be like a dream come true, but even just being in a match at all with JJ Garrett was so surreal. Cause he's awesome, but also like you said, most famous person. Like he's doing Wrestling Revolver. He's on House of Glory a couple times. Like he used to do GCW and shit. Like he's really really big. He did AEW Dark and stuff. So as far as most famous person, JJ is definitely the most favorite person that I've shared a ring with. And then, say my favorite match.
Yeah.
My favorite, it's a tie between 2. It's the scramble with JJ Garrett because it was really fun. Weren't really any botches or anything. I wasn't it wasn't perfect. I literally rewatched it the other day, and there were a couple times where I'm I could have done that differently, or I should have been whatever. But in general, it wasn't it was a good match. It's one of my best matches of all time, and it happened I don't know. It's just it happened at the right time, and it really really made me appreciate it. And it's one of those moments where it's I want to be successful and I want to do all this big stuff, but at the same time, it's to me, this this still means everything to me too. Got to work with JJ Garrett. I also got to work with 12 Gauge. He's always been really cool to me. I got to also work with the people that I train with, Lizardman and KJ Carter. And it's just, I'll never forget it. And it was my second main card match, but it was my first official main card match, because the month prior, I was basically forced, by Miller, unexpectedly to be his tag partner. So it's that was my main card debut, and I will always cherish that as well. But I'm not saying that it meant more, but that scramble match definitely it was still up there. And I definitely just had me feel some type of way, because seeing myself on the graphic and on the main show on IWTV, it was great. And then the second match, the tie, was me and my brother. We wrestled at this company in December called UCG, and it was probably my best singles match so far, and it was really fun. A lot of my family was there, watching it, and I don't know, it was just fun, just finally being able to face him and just do a bunch of moves. I did a table spot for the first time. It was a door, but I swanton bombed him through the door. So it was a fun match.
So I got the you say your dream.
Oh, my dream match.
Did you do your worst match too, or do you not want to do the worst match?
I don't really want to talk about worst match, but
your dream match.
Yeah, for dream match. God, there's a number of them, but at least like for me, the biggest dream match ever is it's a tie between two. It's a singles match with JJ Garrett, or a match with Matt Sydal.
Matt Sydal?
Yeah.
No dream match with Jeff Hardy?
Dude, I wanted to say that so bad, but it's like I'm trying to be more realistic, I guess.
Because you don't think you could never wrestle Jeff Hardy?
No.
Nah. Think you're gonna be tired in like a couple next years?
Yeah. And I don't know. No, I'm not saying that like. Look, I want to be an optimist, but I'm also a realist. Like, it's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like Matt Sydal's, got like at least to me, like a good amount of time left, and definitely one of the more underrated wrestlers. But like growing up, I still thought he was cool, and I feel like a match between me and him would be fun. But other than that, singles with JJ Garrett would definitely be good, and that's kind of it.
All right. Besides wrestling, did you do any other sports in like high school or anything of that nature, or did you just start off wrestling pretty much?
Like high school and growing up and stuff.
Yeah.
I did a number of sports. I did soccer when I was younger. I tried baseball for a year. It was fun. I did swim team my freshman and sophomore year of high school, and then I also did gymnastics. And then that's pretty much all there was to it with like my athletic background, and then just wrestling. That's it.
All right. Now last question, pretty much. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? What are your plans in the future, or do you not plan for the future? Basically, the future is now, pretty much. Do you just kind of like go with the flow, or do you have a plan right now? You have goals, and that's how you deal with like the future, pretty much.
I'd say a mix of both, because like I was kind of saying earlier, it's like this, like I want to get up there and I want to be successful and I want that more than anything in the world. But it's like at the same time, it's like this, means a lot to me, and like my goals that I do have, it's like a dream come true. But like the dream's also already coming true. Like I did it. Like I'm a wrestler, and I'm doing matches all the time, and I'm meeting amazing people, working with amazing people, and I'm creating all these memories. But at the same time, like I do have goals that I want to achieve, and as much as I try to like stop and just like appreciate it and like just smell the roses and enjoy this, which I definitely am, it's like obviously I'd be lying if I don't think to myself like, yeah, I want to like do this, or like I still have goals.
What can you see yourself doing in the next 10 years, pretty much? Could you see yourself like in a big company? You ain't got to say the name or anything. Can you see yourself in like this big company? You know what I'm saying? What else? Pretty much like, do you think you could get there? Pretty much in the next 10 years.
I'd say, honestly, I'd say yes. The reason I was hesitant, I really try to stay humble, and don't get my hopes too high and all that, because like I said, I want to be realistic. And even if I don't get signed, like it's not the end of the world. Like I'm still doing this.
Yep.
But it's like, at least to me, it's like realistically, do I see myself getting signed in the next 10 years? I don't know, maybe. It doesn't matter. 10 years, 17 years, doesn't matter. But at least to me, I don't know. My end goal was just always to get signed.
Just start, pretty much.
Yeah, that's always been like the goal.
Your end goal is to get signed to what you mean? Get signed to a bigger company, or?
Yeah, for me, I want to get signed to a TNA.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's like my big goal.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
You can get that too. But all right, bro.
Let's hope I get there.
Yeah. That's it for this interview. I'm here with Joey Pierson. Anything you want to say before we leave, or anything? You got any messages?
Well, first, thank you. For the interview. It was fun. And I mean, I don't really have like wisdom or anything, but it's just kind of like on the off chance, like if anybody watching this wants to be a wrestler or aspiring to be a wrestler or whatever, it's like, I don't know, just try it. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's not for you, just take the risk.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the last thing, I'm not that much of a motivational guy. Like, I know a few quotes that I live by, but like, I don't have like quotes like hanging on like my wall in my bedroom. Like, I'm not one of those people. Like, I'm not really big into like I don't watch TED Talks on the regular. But there's one, out of all things, it was a TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I think the video was some guy like lifting weights or something, but the audio, it basically just said, you're gonna die one day, so if you don't go after your goals and if you don't chase your dreams, they're all gonna go down into the grave with you, so take that risk. And to me, that's just how I live life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, people say, why do you do this? Why do you put yourself through this? Why do you want to be a wrestler? So why not?